It's very early spring here in Indiana, and growth hasn't started outside. And one of the questions we get at Indiana Berry a lot is about winter damage every year. And every year around the middle America and northeastern United States, there is a lot of winter damage. And it's caused by different things. It's caused by extreme low temperatures. It's caused by desiccating winds, dry, hard, cold, desiccating winds. And what it's really caused by a lot are swings in temperature, where it gets really warm for a few days and it gets really cold. And there's a lot of ways to tell about how and to look to see what your winter damage is. One of the easiest ways, especially on caneberries, is to just cut a cane off and then take it inside in the winter. You can do this in the winter and put it in some water in the house and just see if it grows. This system is somewhat effective. I have trouble with it because it gives you a lot of false negatives. In other words, a lot of canes don't grow. And in this case, you see these are trying to swell a little bit, but here, this cane, it actually did on this raspberry cane. This did shoot out some leaves, so you know, you're pretty sure that cane's healthy, as did this one, shot out some green leaves. So you know that cane's healthy. This is a blueberry that I am 99% sure is healthy, and it did not shoot, so that's like a false negative. There are a lot better ways to tell you, and I'm going to show you about those right now. Now, as I said, one thing you can do is you can cut off the tips of your blueberries. You can take them in and put them in water, but the one here was a false negative. What we're going to do is show you another way. Now, this will show you whether or not you're going to have a full crop of fruit. As I've shown you before, blueberries have two different types of buds, and you see these forming in the fall. You have the leaf buds, which are these flat buds, and then you have these big fat buds on the tips. And those are your fruit buds. These will start to swell now as it warms up in the spring. These will swell and swell and swell. And when they're swelling, you can cut them. If you cut with a knife, a razor knife, perpendicular across the end, and then you look in there, see how it's all nice and green? I'm going to cut down a little bit farther and expose some other buds. Still all nice and green, no damage at all. See how it's still nice and green in there? That means we don't see any fruit damage or bud damage here at all in these blueberries. And that's a good sign. It's looking like a good crop of blueberries so far this year. And that's how you can check blueberries to see if your fruit buds are damaged. One reason on strawberries that we always protect the strawberries in the fall with straw is because the straw insulates the berries, and then the straw collects snow, and that creates this nice insulation barrier to protect the strawberry plants. But you still get some damage, and especially you get damage on plastic culture because that doesn't have the same amount of protection, and plus they're raised up, the straw can blow off, and it's much more susceptible to the winter damage. So what we're going to do now is, if you want to check your strawberries to see if they do have winter damage, what you do is you cut the crown. Now this does destroy the crown and you won't get any fruit, you can't replant it, but it will tell you whether you have problems. And let's look, what you do is you take a plant, go out and dig up a plant, and then you cut it right down the center of the crown with a sharp knife or a razor blade, and you open it up. On this plant, we see a little bit of damage at the bottom here, the brown. If we take a totally, here's one. This came off our plastic culture, and I think this one is going to be probably completely brown and dead. I can tell by the way it's cutting. Look at this one. It is completely brown. This plant is dead. It is not going to produce any fruit this summer. So let's get these out here, and I'm going to sort of lay them out into degree of damage. Okay, this one we cut open, and you see it's perfectly creamy white, creamy and light green. There's absolutely no damage, and this is a plant that we would be shipping out this spring for customers. The rest of these I got out of our production fields. This one, you see, has brown around the outside and a little bit of brown on the inside. Sometimes you only see this browning, and that's just very mild winter damage. This has a little bit of browning on the inside. Now, you got to look at these immediately when you cut them because they will just brown. This has gotten more browner since we cut it. But when we first cut it, it was only really brown around this outside. So you got to look at them right away. Then here's a plant that has a little more severe damage. When we cut this one, it was brown on the inside, and you see some darker spots, and you see more browning around the outside edges. This one, you might want to put a little bit of just a little bit of nitrogen on to try to help make up for the winter damage. This one is totally toasted. It's totally winter damaged. This one you might as well just plow up the field. This came out of our plastic culture field where it was exposed to the winter. And you see it's totally brown on the inside.